All right. Hello, and welcome. Hello and welcome. If you're watching this, meaning that you're on the live streams, and my name is Viktor Gamov, and I welcome you to today's episode of the show where I am streaming live from my home office, and we talk about things serverless, Kafka, stream processing, some of the programming, and cloud. Thank you so much for joining me, and do not forget to write down in the chat comments where you're from, and we'll properly say hi. So today we're gonna continue some of the things that we did the last time, but before we're doing this, there's some of the housekeeping items. So I was thinking that I will probably sit. I will probably sit for this time of this live stream. I found that maybe typing would be a little bit faster, so my live coding would be better. So, all right. So now it's better. Okay, let's see what we have here. So I see right now at least 22 people watching. At least 22 people watching, which is amazing, which is incredible. I see our regulars already here. So welcome, welcome Arun. I don't know how to pronounce your Raspergu. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to live streams. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being with us. In the live streams, if you're first timer, just let us know where you're coming from. I still have a few more minutes. I probably can go and tweet about this and say where are we that we're live. So give me just a second. There should be a tweet prepared for live streaming. Let me know as a matter of testing how do we sound, if it sounds okay to you, and we are live. Hashtag live streams. All right, so live streams retweet. Okay, it's great to have you here. So we have Fede from Argentina. Welcome to the show. Gerald, welcome from Netherlands. If you remember this gentleman, he was a highlight from the last episode where I was talking about the sessions of the Kafka Summit that I'm personally super excited and waiting for. So that's great that Gerald is here. Rabin from Canada, welcome here. Welcome to live streams. Thank you for being with us. All right, so today we're going to continue the things that we did the last time. So we start with the traditional announcements. We'll start with traditional announcements. Kafka Summit. Okay, guys, this is serious right now. It's next week. So meaning that this live stream not going to happen next week, but Kafka Summit definitely will happen. So we'll have like a gazillion number of sessions. Sessions would be just fantastic. I did a quick rundown on some of the sessions. In order to make this experience even more cooler for you, I wrote the blog post. If you go to confluent.io/blog, I will just let me see if I can paste it here. If I can send this in chat. Hopefully you'll see it. For some reason, Google is not allowing me to send the links. So anyway, but you know how to find the chat, right? So if you go to Confluent and we'll go into blog, and in this case, you can find this page. And I wrote this small text about how you can maximize your Kafka Summit experience. Even though it's virtual, it still requires some of the preparation. If you registered, I don't know, like if you did not, because many people in in this live streams, they already registered for like a long time ago. And if you didn't register, go register. If you registered, you should receive the invitation to join a platform where all the things will happen. And I'm also covering some of the important steps that you need to do. Before Kafka Summit will start later this week, there will be free training for the fundamentals. Like this is tutorials where you can learn. If you're just like new to Kafka, you can learn this. And also, if you're interested in certification, you're a little bit more advanced, but you're ready to get your skills assessed, please join us for this certification bootcamp, which is also free. Next thing is that you go there and join the platform, test your technology that you use, like test your virtual camera, test your microphone. So test these things. So make sure that you will be able to join the live chats and things like that. So and as a matter of fact, thank you so much for my little helpers who shared this link. Oh, interesting. So links will be displaying. We're not gonna show this one. But yes, for people who are in the chat, you will be able to see this link. Next thing is I'm super excited about keynotes. So let me highlight a few things for you. If I go learn more, there should be a schedule already available. And I would like to highlight a couple things. So first of all, there will be keynote by Gwen Shapiro. And the title of this keynote is incredibly exciting for me. So what's going to happen for the next 10 years in Apache Kafka community? Super important talk. Make sure to join this one. It's super, super nice and cool. If you are something, let me see, if another cool talk that you definitely need to join, it's the session by Ben Stopfer and Michael Knoll, where we're going to be talking about the trade-offs of building distributed systems. There would be later this week. Keep your eye on the blog post. There's going to be a drop of. I don't want to oversell it, but it's going to be really hot material. Somewhere Thursday and Friday, we're going to drop some of the cool material around. Like benchmark. I don't want to tell anything. So just like wait for it. It's going to be awesome. But you don't want to miss this session as well, where Ben and Michael, they will drill down into some of the distributed systems, like in the Kafka's example, designs, and maybe they will answer once and for all, who's the best? Who's the best? Rabbit, ActiveMQ, Bookkeeper, Kafka. So I don't know. Will they answer? I'm looking forward to this talk personally. It's going to be super cool. It's going to be super cool. And yeah, just go there, check this out. Even though it's going to be virtual, doesn't mean you cannot get a swag. Stickers and some of the conference swag you will be able to get if you were participating in this kind of the virtual like a game with achievements and things like that. Tweet with Kafka Summit. This is most important. Probably I cannot oversell this. And even though, again, it's virtual, you still can do streaming selfie. Streaming selfie. This is what you will do and share on your social media. And after that, we'll try to get a social wall as we did in the past. And yeah, there's going to be not only important talks, but also fun and games. So we prepared you some of the interesting break time activities. My coworker and friend Tim Berlund will show you how you can fly the drone. Some of my coworkers like Alex Longard will share some of the tips for meditation and mindfulness, which is going to be pretty cool. And if you never try this, just make sure to join. It's very, very interesting approach of the, how to do relaxation. Or if you're in more active type of relaxation, there would be yoga session, and would be home fitness tips with yours truly. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be fun. Anyway, and yeah, so Kafka Summit, guys and ladies, seriously, if you didn't register yet, I was wondering, like, write in the chat if you didn't register, and write your reason. So we have a question: if the drone will be Kafka powered. It's a very good idea. That's a very good idea, Jim. We need to play around with this idea a bit. Actually, I do have a pretty cool idea on pretty cool demo that we might do maybe next year if we'll get back to normal setting where we can do in person. Last year in Kafka Summit London, we did this demo where we used the ksqlDB to calculate some of the parameters that's coming from the steering wheel of the racing car. Drone, getting the telemetry from the drone and displaying this somehow. Maybe it also will be a cool idea. So I'm really looking forward to play this out. All right. So we do. All right, Evgen from Kiev. How's it going, Evgen? Nice to have you here. Yeah. All right. So switching back now, the things that you ask a few times where to get the code and how everything is played out. Again, this is the repository where everything is there. It's called the Confluent Inc/demo scene. So Confluent Inc/demo scene, and there is a folder called Livestreams. Just go there and just do Livestreams. And one of the things that we did the last week is on the folder August 11. So let me switch to this one, August 11. We will do not sure. Go in here, live streams. We will create a copy, August 11 into August. What date is it today? Today is 18th of August. Today is 18th. Okay, cool. CP is a directory. How we can copy directory? I know how I can do this. -R, I guess, like a recursive. Just copy, paste. Just call it 18. Doing this old school because I'm stuck on the console. All right. So in this case, I will do cd August 11, 18th, and this is our code from last time. I will show you some of the things. And we're bringing back my IntelliJ idea, showing you some of the full screen things. Let's see if IntelliJ idea is smart enough to find my Gradle project here. All right, so I'll do Gradle. I'll do refresh. Okay, so last time I showed you a couple things. I showed you how we can write data in Avro format, read the data in, transform this data in Protobuf format, and everything will be running in the cloud. Today I want to show you the thing that I didn't show you last time because I was, I don't know, like I wanted to show you consumer that will be reading the results, but something didn't work out. So that's why I know exactly what didn't work out. I was just like stupid and didn't pay attention. But essentially, the way how it looks like, let's set this up. our consumer from the last time. Let me remove some of the things that we didn't. So the things what we left were look like this. And in this case, I will say something like this. So this is how it was. This is how it was last time. So essentially, I created consumer. So obviously, I didn't set this as a component, and no one didn't point out. So the this is the code from my last week once again. So this is how it looked like. I didn't put the component here. And if I will run this, it also will fail. But let's see. So first of all, let's see run. Let's make it working because we will continue to work with this bits here. So for that, I think what we need to do, as always, we go in here in Confluent Cloud. I'm going here in the clouds. I do login. I'm going inside my account so I can see if I have a live cluster that I use. I don't have a live cluster because every time I'm showing you new live streams, I'm creating new cluster every time to show you how fast it is, and you don't need to stress enough to create a cluster. Plus, you know, some people can steal my API keys. Live streams. Let's copy it somewhere, just for the sake of this exercise. We'll get back to it. And as a reminder, for clients, for Spring Boot, I also have these settings that you want to put here. So if you get this code from my repository, so you will be able to see this. In this code, you already have right things in place, but the only thing that we need to have here, it would be our key. So in this case, I'm going here, and username is going to be this one, and the password is going to be this guy. Go in it here. So next, our Bootstrap server, and we should be able to get this one. Let's see if there are any other questions. Okay, there's a question, off-topic question. Welcome. So off-topic question. When I try to connect to my Kafka broker, server gives me a request timeout. Well, that's a very broad question, if you might say. There's might be maybe multiple things happen. Maybe server is not ready to serve your request, but most likely maybe there's something is wrong on your client side. Maybe client side cannot reach this one. So not enough information, Ali. We need more information. So it's the best way to get help is to go to Confluent Cloud, Confluent Community Slack. So if you go to, it's a simple thing, snfl.io/Slack, you will get the link to this this web page where you need to enter your like doing multiple things by myself and showing you this. So if you go into this short link, let me put this here. cnfl.io/Slack, and you want to have as many details as possible. So in this case, people will share this with you. You need to share some of the details. So it's the best place to get help. Now, let's get back to our Confluent Cloud UI. We have this as our schema registry. This is our schema registry. We're going to be using this. And now I need to create a schema registry key and API. I'll just copy it here. It's going to be user. And this is how you essentially updating the examples, what you get from me, so you can get this running in your account, Livestreams. Again, as a reminder from my previous episodes, if one of the episodes will collect 100 likes, I will show you how you can do Confluent Cloud development locally using containers. So and maybe test containers. I don't know. So do not forget, hit that like button. It doesn't cost you anything. I will appreciate this a lot. Now this is where we stand once we're updating this one. So yes, we're good to go. I think we should be fine. Few topics that we're going to be using. Let me recreate those. We're going to be using it's fine, it's okay. And where are our topics for movies? We need to have a movie avro and topic movie proto. Okay, so create a topic movie avro, and we'll create the topic movie proto. Okay. Let me check a little quick questions. Andres is asking, have you prepared for dead letter queue? Andres, are you asking if you will be interested? I'm interested in doing a live stream and talking about this pattern, how to implement this in Kafka, because I always prepare for that letter queue. I don't know about you, but let me know if you want to talk. If you want me to talk about this in future. Again, I'm receiving requests. You should pay only in likes. So, all right. Topics we have. So let's see. Let's try to run and see if we are in the right spot for the places where we were last time, where we left off. Everything is compiling. As a reminder, this is our bring your own booze type of show where you bring your own drink. Because it is morning in California, some midday here in East Coast, and there's maybe evening somewhere in Europe. So respect. You can hit this button multiple times, I guess. It's gonna be still can be still be possible. But yeah, good job. Thank you. All right, application is up and running. Let's see if we have our required topics. And where's this refresh topics? My Kafka Streams application should be able to create. I don't know why it doesn't show me. Because it's the stateless processing, so I don't need to create. Kafka Streams doesn't need to create any topics here. Now, we should have some data here. In topic of messages. Let's start from the beginning. If we have anything, yes. So we have some data in avro format. So the first and foremost, what we wanted to do is to maybe improve this readability. So let's start with console. Let's start with console, and we will have our consumer in Protobuf format. So if I will just restart this, let me. It's okay. It's gonna be the same. Just do restart. More messages, more things to do. Okay, we're running, and now we have error. So group ID obviously, is not found for consumer. So in this case, where you're going to go, in your listener, you can specify your group ID. And in this case, you can say it's going to be Spring Boot consumer. So in this case, we will restart. And now we start getting some errors, which is interesting. So we do have consumer record here that comes into Spring Boot application. The way how the Spring Boot deals with this serialization is it is actually delegates decomposition or delegates the deserialization to underlying serialization format. So over here, it's not the Spring error anymore. It's the error that comes from deserialization. In the way how this Spring Boot deserialization is handled by deserializers that comes with Schema Registry is so deserializer needs to know what kind of type of this. So we need to provide this hint. To know how to do that, so what we need to do, we're doing this Confluent Protobuf surveys for Protobuf. And one of the things that you need to specify here and need to find here is thing around deserializer. Yeah. So this is an important thing. So if with Avro we're able to, just because of the way how the API works and because the way how we can introspect the types out of the Avro payload, we cannot do this type of stuff in Protobuf. So we need to specify a type for a key if we're using this Protobuf serialization for a key, or we need to specify the value serialization type if we're using this in type. So what we need to do here in my configuration, so one of the things I'm specifying this for serializer, and the thing that I kind of removed from here, this stuff. So I need to pass these parameters, and the way how you can do this in Spring, just do Spring Kafka properties, and after that this will be passed to underlying configurations, including serializer, deserializers. And here I need to specify what's going to be value type that KafkaProtobufDeserializer will use. So in this particular case, when I will restart this application, it will read this config, and my consumer should be able to display this data. Spring Boot consumer, some things assigned, and let's see if we have anything from this consumer. So as you can see here, our messages just came in, and it's able to deconstruct this. So this is how you do it. So this is how you do it in Spring. There's nothing very special, at least like you need to know where things to put the stuff in. So this is where we stand the last time, and this is how I can, this is what I'm fixing right now. Okay. So let's take a look on the chat real quick. Yes, Andreas. Thank you so much for this suggestion. I think it's a great idea to have this topic. And as a matter of fact, I'm already start working on like similar Kafka tutorial. I will talk about this in Spring Boot as well, because there's a ready-to-use facility that allows you to handle this type of scenario. But in general, the letter Q is it's not something that exists in Kafka by default, because there's no routing on the broker side. So this is why it requires some of the application code to handle this. All right? Yes, of course, you are always welcome. Software Tales is asking, how should we handle rebalance of consumers for streams during Kafka Kubernetes HPA? Remind me what's the HPA means. Software Tales, please. What are we talking? What are we talking about here? I really like the. Recently, I found very cool response to this type of questions when I don't know answer like off the bat. So answer is yes, but I have a feeling the question might have some nuances. So let's talk about these nuances. If you want to check out my personal channel, which is going to be gamov.dev/YouTube, you can find some of the presentations and the live streams that I did specifically about the Kafka Streams on Kubernetes. And okay, so HPA is a horizontal pod autoscaling. This is very good questions and something that I can just dig into some of the future streams, because running Kafka Streams on Kubernetes is I really like to talk about this more. But before that, I need to bring you up to speed to some other things. So maybe, since we already know how to write this the Kafka Streams apps using Spring, maybe next step will be we will just like containerize this application and run this in Kubernetes and use auto-scaling. That would be cool, I think. But let me know what you think. Another question. Could you please explain in future how Kafka could choose correct partition on topic or about custom keys things? Actually, it's very simple question to answer. There's a concept of consistent hashing, and this is basically how it's all done. One of the simplest ways is you can look for something Kafka. And more importantly, so Kafka Partitioner, this is the class that allows you the client code to deal with this, where and how this data would be distributed. So this is a very good picture that's showing you when you don't specify any keys, the round robin strategy. Not sure if you're seeing this because you don't. The round robin, this is kind of like a default strategy that the people will be using. There is a based on the key, so basically on the client we're calculating a hash, and based on this hash we'll put in a particular partition. So this is what happening. How it's handled on the partition on the correct topic, yeah, this is essentially the way how it's done. Client and server, they agree upon how this schema would be distributed. You can customize the schema by introducing a custom partitioner. So, but like if there's like specific question that you want to get addressed, give me idea like in a full sentence, so I will be able to. Take a look. All right, cool. All right, now let's. Our chat for now is clean. And again, if you have any questions, just like throw them. That's why I'm here. I just need your questions. So next thing is that let's try to do something. Interesting. We will be able to consume it here, but how about how we can get something nicer than we have in, let me see, let me go here, messages. Maybe we'll have something nicer here because by default UI doesn't support a it doesn't support ever out of the box. So let's see if we can get the something easier. So in this case, in my let's try to run this ksqlDB fella. Application name Livestreams. Livestreams. Let's call it 818, so we know this what's going to be doing here. We're going to be launching this. Let's see if it will be provisioned. While it's provisioning, I will. Oh, you don't see it. I'm sorry. So So what I was doing in this particular section, I put the new request for provision new ksqlDB, and we'll see how we can use this for dealing with these messages. Waiting until it will provision. While it's that, I'm switch to answering the questions. So Andres is asking, how many ideal task number for one pod in Kafka Streams app? So the way how this like scaling bits work in Kafka Streams is you don't need to kind of sort of think about the tasks. You rather think about the application instances. Usually number of tasks would be correlated to number of processes per instance, application instance. And number of tasks of your application, Kafka Streams application, will be depend on number of partitions on input topic. So when you start, like, let me show you. Let me show you here. If we'll do so as you can see here, my application starts with this the multiple. This is going to be our tasks because my topic has 6 partitions. In this case, I'm running one instance of application. So in this case, number of tasks will be 6 within one instance. So if you're running this app inside the Kubernetes pod, you will have 6 tasks. You also can create kind of like a standby tasks in order to make a startup of a second application or like the rebalance faster maybe. But in general, you're following the rules like with the input topic, we need to create number of tasks because Kafka Streams uses task per partition type of model. And so this is why there's no racing. You don't need to specify any kind of like a locking mechanism between these tasks. So they share nothing because they work with the data from particular partition. Now, if you start another instance, you increase the number of instances of your application, and like you're starting another replica in your replica set. So in this case, number of tasks will be split. So in this case, it's going to be 3 by 3, and so far and so on. I hope it makes sense. Can you also demo Kafka with Python on Confluent Cloud? Sure, I can do that, and you can also do it yourself. It's very easy and it's very straightforward. Let me quickly show you in how it looks like while we're still waiting on provisioning of ksqlDB app. It's still provisioning. I will wait until one. But before that, if you go to this one, tools in client config, if you go to clients and you can find the Python here, there is a link to an example. And what you need to do is just follow these instructions. It is very straightforward. So again, if you on the client inside this Confluent Cloud, there's a link to see example, and you can follow step-by-step thing. If you want me to do this, run you through in one of the future episodes, I will be happy to oblige. So just let me know. Okay. With sticky partition, there's the chance of having hot and skewed partitions. Very good questions. Thank you, Srinath. So yes, it is always a chance. With sticky, of any type of non-round robin, you will be able to get a situation where you can have a skewed partitions. And the reason for that, if you have a data that generated for particular key, or particular key generates you with the same hash, the data will land in the same partition, so you'll have a skewed partition. So this is, there's not much you can do. You need to either have if data comes from like particular key, there's nothing you can do. And if you have a custom partitioner and you implement your own hashing algorithm, you might be find the ways how you can make it less skewed. But I don't think it's you need to worry much about this. But like, let me know. Fantastic question, Vinicius. The prize for the best questions is actually going to you. So the question is it possible to filter messages through header using Kafka Streams? Answer, where's my prepared quote? Answer, yes, but there might be some nuances in this question. So essentially yes, and I think I'm planning to prepare either Kafka tutorial. As a matter of fact, if you don't know what is Kafka tutorial, you need to go to the Kafka tutorials on Confluent.io. This is the place where like all the magic happens. So if you like all your learnings around programming with Kafka, it happens here. So definitely check this out. It's let me put this here. So a link called cnfl.io/tutorials. This is a short link that you wanna use, and like this. And one of the tutorials that I'm planning to prepare is to use header. Also, maybe even tomorrow, I will be doing another live stream on my personal channel where we're talking about event gateways. And there's one of the use case that we're working with my colleague Sergey is to bring this capability to bring a filtering based on the headers, because in the message format that we're using there, the type of message and some other interesting stuff is placed in the headers. So stay tuned for that. The question is really, really great and spot on. How to handle yes, it's kind of like a spoiler. I guess it's an answer to Vinicius. Currently it can be done. Okay, so since you're asking, let's take a look on what is going on in the world of the filtering messages by using headers. Just give me a second. I'll bring some of the links that I have in the past. And I want to see. Let's do this. We'll just go ahead and let me clear this up. If I will do Kafka keep Kafka Streams keep filtering headers. I think this is what I want to talk about. So there is one keep that you're interested. It's still kind of in development. So it is actually allows to access headers in the DSL. If you want to access headers, context, there is a Kafka Streams processor context. So in custom in the custom processor that you need to implement, you will be able to get access to this processor context. And within the processor context, you also have access to, let's see, we should be able to get, what's the 1.7? Should be something, yep. So inside the processor, custom processor, you will have access to processor context, and inside the processor context, you have access to headers. So you will be able to do filtering by implying this custom logic. So that's how we do it. This is how you do it yourself. If you want, you can implement this, or you can wait until we will implement this for you. Because if you go to this GitHub and Confluent Inc. and Kafka tutorials, we will have some issue. Yep. Don't look at this, guys. It's going to be entering some super secret passwords here. There is a long-standing issue to implement a tutorial that will be used filtering based on headers. So this is, yeah, if you want to wait, let me know. All right. Need more information what is Kafka blindness and how it's been handled latest version. Ami, I need more information what Kafka blindness is and what you're implying about. Satish is asking, is there any plan to support JSON in Schema Registry application? Satish, thank you so much for joining us. Yes, it is already there, as a matter of fact. If you go in to get this Schema Registry, and let's get back to this one. And what you will find, there is a JSON Schema serializer and deserializer. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. So essentially, it's already there, Satish. You can just, oh, I'm not showing anything. Yep. I'm not showing anything, but now you should be able to see. So there is a JSON schema and deserializer, so you can get this and use this, and you will be able to enjoy it. All right. Okay, switching back. So, oh yes, so Srinath already answered this. Thank you so much, Srinath. Naveen, is there keep supporting EAP patterns? I think it's a too general question to support this in general. Internally here at Confluent, we do have a list of kind of the internal best practices on implementing this integration, enterprise integration patterns using Kafka. Again, let me know if you're interested in this type of jazz. Maybe I can do kind of overview what we're doing at this moment, or maybe I can bring the person who's responsible for implementing some of this. Let me know, which is you can let me know in Twitter. You can go in follow me in Twitter, and we'll check this out. All right, Tushar. I'm working on a use case where I'm using the Kafka Streams to read message from Kafka topic, doing some of the manipulation and then pushing the message to AWS S3 bucket. Yep, that's super cool. So there are a couple of things that you can do. First of all, I think in a Confluent Cloud, even right now, you should be able to do Amazon Kinesis source, something like I don't see it here, but like we can always see if you go to the Confluent Hub, which is a repository for connectors, you can find S3 connector. There's a source, but what you need to have a sink that allows you to export this data from Kafka topics into S3. So use this one. You're writing your app. Your app is processing data, writing data into Kafka topic. And from this Kafka topic, you will be able to set up a connector that will be listening this and dumping this data to the S3 bucket. Do not attempt. Do not try to do this out. The write directly data from Kafka Streams application to S3. It's a terrible idea, and just don't do it. Use the connector. In this case, this will be more cleaner, and it would be much more nicer. Great. I think this is all good. Let's see if my ksqlDB application is up and running. So a couple things that we want to do here. Is where's my Chrome? So first of all, we need to take the one stream. So we'll do create stream. No. Let's call it movies. Let's call it proto. It will be anyway. So proto movies. So in this case, with Kafka, what is it, like topic, and equals. I will have a movie proto. This was our topic, and value format equals proto. That should do, right? And create stream proto movies. And we do have there movie ID is big int. Also, it's going to be our key. Also, title the word car, and we're going to have a release year. Release year are integer. So let me quickly check if I'm doing these things right. Inside my movie.proto, we have movie ID, title, and the release year. So should be able to run this. External input with expected. Okay. Create streams. To create stream, movies proto, movie, incorrect, failed authentication. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see how we can fix this. Streams, tables, flow, running queries. Failed authentication. Check out documentation. I believe I need to enable something here. ksqlDB, run ksqlDB in Confluent Cloud. And we created this one. Application is up and running. Next thing is that okay, so app requires cluster ID, page view. Okay, let's see. Looks like we need to get access to something in the cloud. Let's copy this one. This is why I like the live streams. Like, not everything will go by. So cluster ID, page views. So our cluster ID is it's gonna be live streams. Going back here, live streams, page views. No, let's see, what is this? It's our topic, and in this case, it's going to be movie proto. And cluster ID, Kafka cluster ID. Let's see if we can get this one. Clusters overview, live streams. Where is it? Cluster settings, cluster ID. Okay. ksql resource not found. Okay, let's see. Cloud ksql. So what do we have here? ksql app list. Okay, so app is here. So in this case, we need to do configure ACLs. We need to specify ksql cluster ID. So in this case, it's going to be this ID. I'm using not the name, but I'm using the wrong type of thing. All right, cool. Now let's see if I get back to this one. And ksqlDB, get back here. Let's see if I will be able to run the query. Let's see, where is the problem? The expecting, I'm creating this int with stop, run query. Movie proto, expecting null, true, false, integer, floating, value. Okay. Let's see if it's created. No, it doesn't. Let's see. Create stream, proto, movie ID, title, release year with Kafka topic. Maybe this one is Kafka topic. Let's do this one. Might be the case. Our format. No, format proto. Okay, let's see. Manage schemas. I guess maybe it's a Protobuf. The Protobuf. Step on query. Nice. Okay, we were able to create a stream, proto movies. Let's see, query stream. Select star, and if I will restart my application, because it will generate new call. Let's see if we will be able to get something out of it. Proto movies, select changes, and it goes like this. No, it's already here. Yeah, works. So if you want to have a nicely looking output for your Protobuf movie ID, for some reason didn't read, we'll fix that. Probably I'm just not populating this one. You can use ksqlDB. Okay, let's see if we have any questions so far. Okay, so Evgen is asking any good books on Java and Scala books in Kafka, and how do you think about Kafka Streams in Action? Kafka Streams in Action is my favorite book about Kafka Streams. Bill did a great job to talk about this topic there. Fantastic book. I highly recommend everyone who's learning Kafka Streams. Rumor has it, I didn't tell you anything, but rumor has it that Bill is working on the second edition of this book. There was a chart showing flexibility about Kafka Streams and ksql. What the use case is where we should use Kafka Streams over ksql and vice versa? Hemant is asking. I will do it better. How about I'll do you better? If you go to this today, Kafka Summit. If you go to Kafka Summit, if you find the past events and you go to San Francisco 2019, you will find a schedule. Oh, no, sorry. You'll find this session and recordings link. So you will be able to go to recordings and you find, no, I'm lying. It was in London. Let me see. London, no. London 2020 didn't happen. London 2019, I highly recommend everyone who's asking the similar question, watch this talk by Danny Trefegan. She's awesome solutions engineers here at Confluent, and she did fantastic job with this talk about outlining things that you need to do with Kafka Streams and ksql. So highly recommend to watch this talk. But my personal answer to this one, they are interchangeable. So as you can see here in my application, I'm using these Kafka Streams here to do processing of this data. And for example, here I can continue. Where is it? Confluent Cloud. Where is it? Confluent Cloud. Where is it? Yeah, Confluent Cloud. So in here, I can use this to do further manipulation of this talk. Another thing, if you want to learn about like how the things are different for Kafka Streams and ksql, also go to Kafka tutorials, because most of the tutorials will have two versions. They have for example, transformation. You can get the tutorial that talks about how you can do this with basic Kafka, how you can do this like with the more code that you want. This one. Go here, you find Kafka Streams version. You will understand how much it will cost you to implement something using Kafka Streams, and how much it will cost you to implement with this ksqlDB. Highly recommend this one. So that would be it. Okay, so I'm looking to my watch, and it is almost hour. Guys, you were amazing today. Thank you so much for all these questions. I think we will keep this format where you can drop some of the questions on the real time, and I see based on the attendance, it was also useful to many of you to follow like same pattern. Do not forget. Do not forget. Continue to dropping your questions to my Twitter. There should be some Twitter to appear on the screen. Just like go follow me there, ask your question there. Thanks so much for being part of the live streams. My name is, let me remove this. My name is Viktor Gamov. I will see you at the Kafka Summit next week. There will be no live streams. And as always, have a nice day.